doing that, we have to fix it today. There's no more tomorrows, okay? There's no more Mondays. No, we're gonna fix it today. You are all tomorrowed out. We gotta fix it. Some of you guys are on these apps for 5 and 6, 7, 8 hours a day, not making no money. Unacceptable, okay? The time is of the essence. We have to fix it today. Something else I want you guys to understand is this. You should be generating income while you are asleep. Yes, you should. If you are not doing that, we have a serious problem. Because listen to me, we are building wealth, okay? You can't do that if the only time you earn income is when you are actively working for it. At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family. At some point, you're gonna wanna have self-care days, you're gonna wanna travel, you're gonna wanna see the world. If you are not making income while you are asleep, we gotta fix that today, not tomorrow. You are all tomorrowed out. You've been saying tomorrow for years. Tomorrow ain't showed up yet. What I want you guys to understand is this. If you even thought about making content, that's because you can. If you ever thought about starting a business, that's because you can, okay? You would not have these amazing ideas if you were not capable of it, all right? God does not give us ideas and things that we cannot do. Make it make sense? But the problem with you is you live in fear. You've been living in fear for a very long time. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant ideas. You have been running away from your $1 million ideas because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. And that very fear that you refuse to let go of is the same exact fear that is stealing your dream life from you. It's stealing it because you've already manifested. You've already created the vision board. You already know what kind of car you want to drive. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what kind of vacations you want to take. You already know what kind of freedom you want. You already know how much money you want in that bank account. And you know how much money you want to leave your kids. But every single day that you don't live your dream life is another day that you could have been, but you choose to hold on to fear. See, you only need one digital product in your store. It's really not that scary. You make things more difficult than it needs to be. You only need one product, one ebook, one e-course, whatever it is you want to sell, and you will sell it over and over and over again for years, okay? When I first started 6 years ago, you guys, I lost 100 pounds. I was a very big woman, okay? And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to exercise, I learned how to eat right, and I fixed my mindset. And I packaged all of that information into an ebook, and I started selling that ebook to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight too. And I sold that on YouTube. So anything, and I literally mean anything that you want to do, any ideas that you have, you can do it. But you keep getting in your own way. It's you. See, some of y'all refuse to believe that. You have too much ego, and that ego has gotten in your way. You think it's the courses that you buy. You think it's the algorithm. You think it's that you think that. No, it's you. The problem is you. You are holding yourself back. You and your lack of discipline. You and your lack of consistency. You and your lack of follow through. You and your lack of confidence. You refuse to put yourself first in your own life. You would rather scroll on social media for hours than build the dream life that you claim you want so bad. Make it make sense. See, our actions always speak louder than words. Why does that philosophy only apply with other people? If he wanted to, he would. If you wanted to, you would. You say you want a business, but what do your actions show? You say you want financial freedom, but what do your actions show? We gotta fix you because you are holding yourself back, okay? For those of you guys who have never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. On this live, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to build your online business from scratch, okay? I'm going to teach you how to create the ebook, and then I'm going to teach you how to sell it. But most importantly, beyond just building our online business, we're also going to build ourselves. This morning on this beautiful Wednesday, we're going to build our follow through. We're going to build our consistency, our discipline, and our confidence so it actually gets done today, okay? For a lot of you guys, you've been talking about these business ideas for years. Ain't no business yet. You've been talking about this content for years. Ain't no content yet. You can go ahead and buy all the courses you want. Go ahead and buy 6 more. Go right on ahead. As soon as I end this live, go ahead and bounce into 2 more and spend another half a day doing absolutely nothing. Go right on ahead, because some of y'all gonna do that anyway. But if you don't fix you, it doesn't matter what course you buy. Doesn't matter what your goals are. Doesn't matter what your dreams are. It ain't gonna happen because you've refused to fix you. Okay, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Your head is going to be spinning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. Good morning. It would be in your best interest to write it down. If I know anything about you, you are human. And as a human, you're going to forget because life, and stresses, right? So make sure you take notes so that anything I say that you do forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get it done. Good morning. The key word of this live is going to be execution. Let me turn this mirror on so y'all can see. The key word of this live is execution. You are going to hear me say this word 1,010,000 times because I need it to stick. Psychology has proven that the more we hear something, the more we remember it. We got to execute. So not only are we going to write it down, we're going to do it. That's the only way it's going to get done. Okay, good morning. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos, and then they're going to turn around and make fake accounts and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all, because they are coming to get you. YouTube, make sure you thumbs up the live. I see 5 people on here and only 1 thumbs up. The math ain't math, and make it make sense. The more we interact with these lives, you guys, the more we like, comment, and share, the more YouTube and TikTok will push this live to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women are fed up with their own BS. They've had business goals and business dreams for years, but they haven't changed themselves yet either. So it ain't getting done. It's just sitting on a manifestation board. So, just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. Good morning, good morning. Are you ready? Do you have your pen and paper in hand? I need at least 1 person to put ready in the chat. Let me know that you are here and you are present. I see at least 20 people on all 3 of these lives. I need at least 1 person to type the word ready. Let me know that you are present. Let me know that you are willing to change. Let me know that you're interested in this information, because if not, I'll just get off. Thank you. Hello. Very good. So let's go ahead and get started. What is a digital product and how will we build our business? So a digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out in the cloud somewhere. Okay. You are going to create something to sell. And it can be anything. Please do not overthink. Some of y'all been overthinking for years. It's really not that hard. You make it harder than it needs to be. There's something that you already know how to do. And 12 times out of 10, the answer is literally right in front of you. But you overthink way too much because you lack confidence in yourself. We got to fix it. When I first started, you guys, I lost 100 pounds. And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to eat right and I learned how to exercise. So I put all of that knowledge in an ebook and sold it to other people, okay? So maybe you're a really good parent. You can make an ebook teaching people how to be better parents. Literally, whatever you want to do, you can do. And it does not have to be an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides, literally whatever you want to build, you can build. All right. Now I'm going to give you guys 2 apps. Good morning. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them. So not only will you download them, but you actually have to use it. Okay. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Remember, the keyword of this live is execution. How can we execute if we don't even know what we're doing? Because you already know you're going to forget. You always do. So make sure that you are writing it down so when you do forget, It can still get done. I want to ask you while I wait for somebody to put a 1 in the chat. When was the last time you put yourself first in your own life? Clock that T. You prioritize everybody. You prioritize your spouse, you prioritize your children, you prioritize your family, you prioritize your job, you prioritize friends. But when do you prioritize you? Oh. And then you want to sit there confused, wondering why the business isn't getting built. Now you want to sit there confused, trying to figure out why you don't have time to make content. Because you're never putting yourself first in your own life. Clock it. You never put yourself first. You never follow through with any of the promises that you make to yourself. And when you don't prioritize yourself in your own life, you are subconsciously telling yourself you're not worthy of it. Because remember, actions speak louder than words. You can say you're worthy of success all you want. But what do your actions show? Because it's giving you don't really believe that, because you won't even schedule in 20 minutes for yourself. Gotta fix it. App number 1, write it down, Canva, C-A-N-V-A. Good morning, good morning. App number 1 is Canva. You will be using this app for everything. So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram reel templates on there, TikTok video templates, everything you need. I promise you can find on Canva. Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel that I tell you guys to start every single day. Maybe till you're gonna listen. Canva has thousands upon thousands of YouTube thumbnails on there. These, and the thumbnails, you guys, those are just the pictures that you see before you click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your YouTube video in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, which I'm going to teach you how to make, but you want to look all branded and professional. Fine. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there, okay? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who lives in fear. She's been living in fear for years. And I already told you guys, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's been doing. You want to start a business. It sounds like a great idea, but in the back of your head, you're saying things like, Jazz, girl, I'm not tech savvy. I'm too old. What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you give up on yourself, like you always do, listen to me very closely. Number 1, you woke up this morning, okay? That's a blessing. Every day that you are blessed with another day means you were blessed with another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Don't sit up on my live and tell no lies. Take those lies somewhere else, because you are on social media all day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you are archiving, liking, commenting, and sharing reels back and forth in the group chats. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge, okay? So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you can sell. So get to selling, okay? All right. I don't want to hear it. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. We don't do excuses. Those excuses have gotten you nowhere. They've gotten you miserable. They've gotten you broke. They've gotten you stressed. They've gotten you anxious. They've gotten you depressed. They've gotten you giving up on yourself. At some point, we got to do something different. It amazes me how many people would rather stay in the same comfort zone that's not getting them anywhere than to take a half an inch out. Because the problem is, if you took a half an inch out the comfort zone, the 20 minutes that you want me to commit on my business, I can't scroll on social media and waste 20 minutes of my time that I'll never get back? No, Jazz, no. Because I have to scroll on social. I have to look at my For You page. I have to bounce from live to live. I have to watch the YouTube videos that I'm not going to do anything with the information they give me. I have to. Why? Because it's not getting you anywhere. Let me ask you, are you 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in? Because if the answer is no, then why do we keep doing the same exact thing and expecting different results? That's called insanity. Clock it. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. I need at least one person to put a 2 in the chat. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. I see about 50 people on all 3 lives. Not one lady can put 2 in the chat. Make it make sense. The more we interact with these lives, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. Thank you, Kenny. Believe it or not, a lot of women are fed up of their own BS. They've been wanting to start an online business, sell their products, monetize their platforms, but they keep getting in their own way too. And they want to change it. Okay? Also, you guys make sure you follow me so you don't lose me, because they do steal my videos. And then they make fake accounts, and then they're going to turn around and message you. Okay? Good morning. App number 2 is ChatGPT. Write it down. This is AI, and you will be using this for everything. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Ask Chat, he'll tell you. Maybe you do want to create a YouTube channel, but you're a little camera shy and you're just not sure what to say in the videos. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words, "Good morning, Janie." She said, "I am new and I am a true beginner." Very good. Welcome. Take your notes. And maybe you do want to create an ebook, but you don't know what to put in the ebook. Fine. ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds. Ladies, I cannot make this up. You make things harder than it needs to be because you won't stop overthinking. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But instead of you starting, you would rather scroll. Instead of you starting, you would rather make excuses. Instead of you starting, you would rather talk about what you can't do, what you're not good at, and what's not going to work for you. Instead of starting, you would rather keep getting in your own way. You can buy all the courses you want. Go ahead and spend $5,000 more. Go right on ahead, because some of y'all are habitual course buyers. Just clock it. But you want to sit there and say, "Well, the course isn't working." No, you're not changing. You continue to prioritize people who don't do shit for you. Clock it. You continue to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Clock it. You continue to scroll on social media and waste time that you do not get back. Clock it. You continue to call yourself stupid. Clock that. She said, "I want to, I just don't know how." Very good, Jenny. She came to the right place. So I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write the ebook. Good morning. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat. If you are not taking notes, you are doing yourself a disservice, because the key word of this live is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only are we going to write it down, but we're actually going to do it. Okay? Because that's the only way any of this is going to work. You can collect notebook after notebook of notes, but if you do not do it, the information is of no use to you. Okay? All right, you're going to open up ChatGPT. This is prompt number 1. Write it down. Good morning. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning, Sailing. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. That was prompt number 1. If you got that, please put "got that" in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. And don't you dare wait 10 minutes later and be like, "Jazz, can you repeat prompt number 1? No, I cannot. Because I gave you opportunity to have it repeated now. But you chose not to take advantage of the opportunity, which is fine. But remember, actions speak louder than words. And your actions are giving, you don't really care. And you don't have to. That's fine. But if you don't care, then why the hell should I? Make it make sense. Good morning. TikTok has me bought. I can't follow. They said they are fixing it. Okay. Very good. Don't lose me. Do not lose me. You got that? Very good. You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, write this word down. This says consistent. This says consistent. I need you to write this word down. And then I need you to underline it. And then I need you to circle it. Good morning. Because in 2026, you and I are going to get locked in on the true definition of the word consistent. Because believe it or not, a lot of you guys are very confused. So I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. If you feel like it. If you have time. No, absolutely not. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, I need you to be consistently working on your business at least 4 out of the 7. And do not say to me that you do not have time. You have plenty of time. You have 20 minutes in your busy schedule to work on your business and your goals. Because let's be real, you are on social media for hours. The time that you spend scrolling is the time that you could be working on the business. Don't lie. Do not lie. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. You have time. I need you to be consistently working on your business, whether that's posting, whether that's working on your product, whether that's responding to comments, whatever. You have 20 minutes 4 times a week. Don't lie. Just like you consistently get a paycheck, you have to consistently go to work, right? More often than not. If you work full time, you spend more days at work than not at work. So why would your business, why would any of your goals in life be any different? They are not. They are not. Okay? Sometimes people want to come home from their real jobs and just chill the fuck out. Well, keep chilling and keep being depressed, keep being anxious, keep being scary, keep being broke, keep being unhappy. Go ahead. Go right on ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. You ain't got to change. Keep doing what you're doing. And let me ask you, is it getting you where you want to be? Because if the answer is no, then you got to change it. Got to change it. Okay? Now, let's make consistency easy. Okay? Because life is hard enough. Life is life and stress is stressing and then bills is piling up, child. So let's make consistency easy so we can actually be consistent. Okay, let me tell you this. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you truly have a passion for. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people struggle with depression, I used to be the exact same way, is because in your entire 24 hours of your day, you don't have anything that you're doing that's something for you. You're going to work, you're working at a job you don't like, you're coming home, you're taking care of your family, you're running your household. There was not one moment in that day where you did something that made you happy. Anybody would be depressed. Anybody would be frustrated. That's normal. But let's change it up so that we can wake up every day with something to be excited about. I want you to go through that list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly have a passion for. See, when you get to wake up every day doing something that you love, your energy changes. The way you view the world changes. The way you view yourself changes. Because now you have happiness. Because now you have penciled in things to do within the day that make you happy. And you get paid to do it? Come on now. And don't you dare say, well, what if the idea isn't profitable? That's another lie. that you have told yourself time and time again, because you see the darndest things on these internet streets. I don't have to convince you. You've seen it for yourself. People are monetizing the darndest things. It don't matter what it is. I just need you to be consistent. Now, if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you something you want to use. For my ladies who have lost weight, I've lost 100 pounds. You know this is true. Let me ask you, isn't it so much easier to consistently eat healthy foods when you eat healthy foods that you actually like? Yeah. See, I don't like watermelon. So if I was to force myself to eat watermelon every day, I wouldn't do it because I hate the taste and the smell of watermelon. So I eat blueberries, I eat apples, I eat grapes, I eat bananas, I eat fruits that I actually like so I can consistently eat healthy. Your business is no different. Please do yourself a favor and only choose things that you truly have a passion for, so now you can easily show up and be consistent. Okay? One more thing I want to add before we move forward. This is critical. If you don't remember nothing else I tell you, you better remember this. Write this down, please. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. This is important. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. If you are anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away. You are an energy vending machine. And half the people that you're giving all this energy to, they don't even deserve it. They're not even reciprocating it back. You might be giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You're giving all of your energy to your kids. You're giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You're giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You're giving all of your energy to your friends. You're giving all of your energy to social media. You're giving all of your energy to celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to do something for yourself, you can't. Because you don't have any energy left. Because you gave it all away. That's the problem. And now you feel frustrated. You're tired. Some of you feel depressed. Some of you feel resentful. Because you keep handing out energy to people who are not reciprocating it back to you. If they were, you wouldn't feel drained. Because it'd be an equal level of reciprocity. They give, you take, you give, they take. But that's not what's going on here. Okay, you're doing all the giving and they're doing all the taking, and now you feel depleted. I need you to start telling people no. We're going to start setting some boundaries. The answer is no. And no is a complete sentence. It does not need to be explained. No, period. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad parent because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. You matter too, okay? Your happiness is important too. So the answer is no. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money that I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you rides. That is time I could be using for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you tell me about your problems. Shit, I gotta fix my own. The answer is no. When you start telling people no, you start telling yourself yes. And now that you are not out here doing for everybody, you have time to do for yourself. And now you have time to execute the very thing that would change your entire life forever. So start telling people no. And do not feel guilty about it. Half of these people are grown-ass adults. They will figure it out. No. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for prompt number 2, put a 2 in the chat. Thank you, Martiz. Thank you, thank you. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning, happy Wednesday. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business, but most importantly, we are building ourselves because believe it or not, you're getting in your own way. You can watch video after YouTube, video after video. Go ahead and bounce from another TikTok live to another. Go right on ahead. But at the end of the day, if you don't change who you are and how you show up for yourself in your own life, nothing is going to change. Your lack of confidence is the problem. The reason why a lot of you guys struggle to post videos is because you care too much about what people think. But the reason why you care about what people think instead about what you think about yourself is because you never follow through with the promises that you make to yourself. If you actually promised yourself you were going to do something and you did it, you would start to have confidence. You would start to know that you are enough. And then you wouldn't care what other people think about you because what you think about you outweighs what they think. We got to change. Now, once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this into chat. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Good morning. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is your opportunity to ask. Ladies, closed mouths do not get fed. Don't you dare wait 10 minutes into the live and be like, Jazz, can you repeat? No. The answer is no. That's the boundary. Because remember, actions speak louder than words. You say you want a business, but what are your actions giving? Your actions are giving you don't care because you could have had it repeated now, but you chose not to. If you've got that, good morning, Elena. Put got that in the chat. Also, you guys make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. You're gonna hit enter. Now, this is what I mean. Thank you, Jay. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to build your online business from scratch because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. I can't make this up. Some of you guys have been working on ebooks for months. It don't take months. It takes 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That is it. Good morning. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and paste it into your Canva template. So open up Canva. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one and they are all 1000% customizable. So you can swap out the colors, the fonts, the pictures, whatever you want to do. Good morning. And you will copy and you will paste. Okay. Now, for my ladies on this live who overthink, you are a chronic overthinker. You overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed and it doesn't get you anywhere, but frustrated. Stop. Stop. Just make sure it is clean, simple, legible. Write this word down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. It's an acronym which stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. Don't overthink. Just make sure it is clean, simple, legible. That's it, okay? Copy and paste. When you are done copying and pasting and you love the way the ebook looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Download it as a PDF file. Good morning. And then you will upload the file to your hosting site. I hope y'all are writing this down. Here we go. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty of more, but these are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5, okay? If you've got all of this, Go ahead and put got that in the chat. Happy Wednesday. We are building our online business. Ladies, let me ask you this. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know. That's a problem. The things that we have going on in our pretty head is always a reflection of our external world, okay? So if there's chaos going on in here, I know for a fact you got chaos going on in your real life. If you are disrespecting yourself in here, I know for a fact you got people in your life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself. There are things going on in your head that is holding you back. You should be telling yourself that you are proud of yourself, because when you start to tell yourself positive things and nice things, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to achieve it, and it shows up in your real life. See, if you spoke to yourself with respect, you wouldn't dare tolerate anyone else speaking to you with no respect. You wouldn't even tolerate that. Like, you'd be like, what? I don't even talk to myself like that. So why the hell would I let you talk to me like that? If you truly respected yourself, you would prioritize yourself. I don't care how many people you take care of, because at the end of the day, you know you matter too. But the problem is we don't have that level of respect for ourselves yet, because every single time it's time for you to show up for you, you bail. You say, I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I would rather catch up on my TV shows. That's the problem. It is you. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's time to change you. You've done everything but change you. You have already bought 10 courses, but you ain't did shit with them because you haven't even changed you. Okay? These are our hosting sites. Y'all got all of that? She said, repeat the prompt. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Good morning. She said, watching from my office in Norway. Amen, amen. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Okay, so these are our hosting sites. Now, let's move forward. I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great. But Stan Store is very expensive, okay? Stan Store is $99 a month. That is high if your business is not making that, okay? If you are brand new to all of this, you're just getting started, right? You're not making sales yet, fine. But Stan Store is not for you. Instead, I want you to use Gumroad, Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That is a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is you're gonna make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were gonna execute. That's what you said, and I'm holding you to that standard. So when you do start making money, then transfer everything over to Stan Store later, because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me let you in on a secret. Let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance, okay? People today love buy now, pay later. It's taken over. Okay, so Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many these days. People love them. They are using buy now, pay later more than they're using credit cards. And no, it is not just poor people. Get that out your head quickly, because six-figure earners are doing it too. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much you make. People love buy now, pay later. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will build your business, and when you start making sales, you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Okay, so what we just did, good morning, was we took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, and we made the ebook. And then we uploaded that ebook to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. You gotta sell it. And I'm gonna be honest, sales is 80% of the business, okay? That's more than half. So we gotta get sales right or there won't be a business. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook should not take you longer than 2 hours. Respectfully, it shouldn't take you longer than 1. But I'm gonna give you some grace and I will give you 2. And I don't care how old you are. On this live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. Because what you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. No, it does not. You copy and paste links to reels in the text all day. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, we have a serious problem. One problem that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be perfect, right? Because you're a perfectionist. So everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You're the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you do decide to get started, you're gonna take things out, put things back, get irritated and frustrated because it's still not perfect, and then give up on it all over again. Then you're gonna let 3 more months go by that you do not get back just to overthink some more. And when you do decide to get started again, you're gonna ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. You poor thing. Bless your heart. Listen, I've been there. I know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm gonna hold your hand tightly when I say this to you, but I'm saying it with love. You are not perfect at all. I'm not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. What we are is perfectly imperfect. See, you're scary as hell. That's what you are, okay? You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You've been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of putting yourself out there and failing. You're so fearful of trying something new and people laughing at you. You're so fearful of looking stupid. So you just hold on to all this fear. But if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to this fear, what we're really doing is self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. This is self-sabotage. You are doing this to yourself. You are your own worst enemy. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. You ain't got your ego in check. That's what this is. And your ego cannot handle the feeling of disappointment if it doesn't work. If you try something new, if you put yourself out there and it fails, that feeling of disappointment scares the shit out of you. So you self-sabotage by talking about something you're perfect, because if I'm perfect and my product isn't perfect, then I can't put it out and then I won't feel disappointed if it doesn't work because I never put it out in the first place. Self-sabotage. You hang around people who tear you down, because what if you let them go and now you built your confidence up and now you have the confidence to start your business? But no, I can't do that, because if my business fails, then I'll feel disappointed. So I'm going to continue to hang out with people who drain my energy, who talk shit to me, so that I don't have confidence to start the business. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. You'll put other people first time and time and time again, because you can sit there and say, well, I don't have time. I don't have time to work on the business because I got to take care of this person. I got to do this for this person. I got to give this person this. So you self-sabotage, because if you put yourself first for once, now you have the time to work on the business, but your ego is so terrified of feeling disappointed. So you'll lie to yourself and say that you don't have time. Self-sabotage. We self-sabotage because we don't want to feel disappointed if it doesn't work. But I am extremely confused, because earlier you said you hate your job. That's what you said. You said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You said that you were tired of giving up on yourself. You said you were tired of not feeling good enough. But every day that we live like that is another day that we're living in disappointment, because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. I am trying to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we don't change. I need you to understand that your product will never be perfect, ever. And it doesn't need to be. You will launch with what you have, and understand and understand that the more you do something, the better it will get. The more content you post, the better the content will get. The more products you put out, the better the products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. But it will still never be perfect. It will never be perfect. So stop trying to make it perfect. All of your favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. They were not always doing comedy specials with Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart. Absolutely not. They damn sure didn't have their own production, making original movies and series that are winning Emmys and Oscars. And they just started doing pay-per-view with wrestling. Years ago, before COVID, you had to go on their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of all the movies you wanted to see, and these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for your next movie, you had to mail that one back. They didn't wait to afford the fanciest technology. They worked with what they had. And the longer they ran their business, the more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. And then they were able to start investing in doing better things. So I don't know why you think you're above Netflix, because Netflix is $1 billion company. I don't know why you think that you can skip the messy middle and you don't have to do that and you can just be, no, absolutely not. Bring the ego in. Bring it in. Bring it in. If Netflix had to work with what they had, so do you. I am on 3 lives. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you are distracted as fuck. I already know that I am not the coach for everybody, and I have accepted that because believe it or not, most people don't really want help. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Most people are actually just looking for somebody who will listen to them complain and vent about their problems, but they have no interest in changing anything. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I'm not here for that shit. I'm here to help you fix it. I'm here to help you change. But we can't change if you don't know the truth. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. See, when you get off of work, you could work on the business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you actually have some confidence, but you'd rather not. You would rather sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have confidence in yourself, but you'd rather not. You would rather sit down and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours late at night when your children are asleep. You could work on the business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can be confident in yourself for once, but you'd rather not. You would rather scroll on social media for hours, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all these distractions in the first place is because we're trying to escape. Trying to escape. And the reason why we try to escape, this is escapism, is because there are things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you'd rather run from it. But let's take a new path. Because obviously that path is not working. Let me ask you, is it working? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. The business is not businessing, the content is not contenting, the sales aren't sales, and your confidence is -50 and your self-respect is out the door because you never put yourself first and you allow people to talk to you like they ain't got no sense. It's not working. It's not working. So let's do something different. What if instead of trying to escape a life that we are not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what we're gonna do today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not 2027, today. We're gonna turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're gonna sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You will start your ebook and you will finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do, you ain't coming back. You're gonna start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there's no point in talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. She said, that's right, keep my job while starting my business. Yes, absolutely. We're gonna work with what we have. Go ahead and put clear in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning, happy Wednesday. We are building our online business. So we just made the ebook and now we gotta sell it. And I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. So we gotta get this right or there won't be a business. But I also gotta tell you something else. Sales is where most people Fail. She said, I'm not putting they behind in no group, none of that consultant and go. Listen, not everybody wants to change. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. They are so comfortable in that comfort zone, that zone that is keeping them miserable, stressed, broke, anxious, depressed. They would rather stay there than take a half an inch out and just try something a little bit different today. Make it make sense. Sales is 80% of the business. Sales is also where most people fail. They fail at sales, okay? But before you run away and freak out, it's not because sales is hard. No, it's not. Sales is actually very easy, but the problem is people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales that make sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we have to fix our mindset around sales, okay? Some of you guys think that if you talk about your product, people are going to think that you're begging them for money. Well, Jazz, what if I post too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm being annoying? Okay. In order to sell something, we got to fix our mindset. So let's clear this up. Selling is not begging, okay? Selling is solving. People have a problem, you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to talk about your products and services and how you can help people consistently, because people will forget. Ladies, just like you, just like me, everybody is living their life, okay? Life is lifing and stress is stressing for everybody. And everybody is being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They will forget. You have to remind people consistently so they can even begin to remember. Otherwise, they won't. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes on this live? Because I already know you're going to forget. You always do. That ain't going to change. Why do you think I keep telling you that the key word of this live is execution? You have heard me say that word over and over and over again. Why do I keep repeating myself? So that it sticks, so that you remember. I have to execute. You have to consistently remind people of your products and services and how you can help people so that they remember. You don't have a choice. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We are all well aware. We got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend money with them every single month, they still remind you consistently that they exist. Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. True or false? They could have left them trucks white. They didn't have to paint them blue and put their logo on it, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain thinks Amazon. Look at their boxes. You can't even go down a neighborhood without seeing their boxes on doorsteps. You can't even enter a mail room without seeing Amazon boxes all over the place. Why? They didn't have to put their logo on them boxes. They could have left them blank. They did it for a reason, so that every single time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. Do you really think that they are worried about you thinking that they're being annoying? Do you really think that they're concerned about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're just talking about their product too much? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Girl, please. No. Why? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. You're lazy and you want convenience. We all do. And they got you covered. So they will continue to drive around in their Amazon trucks. They will continue to put their logo on their packages, and they will continue to show up on your news feed. Hello. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I've been on the internet for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. I am all over the internet. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm begging them for money or being annoying and people unfollowing me? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to learn how to build their online business and monetize their content. I teach them how, all inside Glow Up Academy. People want to learn how to become confident in themselves so they actually get it done and believe that they can do it. I teach them that all inside Glow Up Academy. People want to become consistent and disciplined and accountable and work on their goals and not worry about what people think of them. I teach them all inside of Glow Up Academy. If people think I'm being annoying and they unfollow, I don't give a damn. They just weren't ready to glow up, and that's okay. They'll come back when they are. They always do. And since I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. The more you guys interact with these lives, the more you like, comment, and share, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women get in their own way. They got goals and dreams for years, but they keep holding themselves back. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. And I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. So many people have the most amazing goals. They have already thought about what kind of business they want to run. They already know what type of content they want to do, but that word failing scares the shit out of them and it's keeping them stuck. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are very confused as to what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you post your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in 48 hours, then you failed. Some of y'all really believe that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you post your first TikTok reel and you don't get 10,000 views in 72 hours, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. I quit. Well, then that is when you have officially failed. When you quit. But if every single day you just keep showing up, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other. You do something a little bit different today that you didn't do yesterday. That's not failing because you're still showing up. You're still trying. You're still committed. Maybe yesterday you made a whole bunch of excuses. How about today you don't? Maybe yesterday you thought about making content. How about today you record a video and tomorrow you hit upload? Maybe yesterday you wasted all day. How about today you commit to 20 minutes of doing something for yourself? If you just keep showing up, that is not failing. What I have noticed in society is we have become entitled as fuck. The level of entitlement is ridiculous. And grown ass people are so entitled. And so what you have done with your entitled mindset was you have pulled a number out of thin air on when you feel entitled to the results. You have convinced yourself that the time frame from 0 to 1,000,000 is 48 hours. That's what you have convinced yourself. And so if you don't make $1 million in 48 hours because you said so, then you failed. But who told you it only takes 48 hours to make $1 million? Who told you that? That's entitlement at its finest. What I need you to understand is the results that you want always come. But the problem is people quit before they get the results. To my ladies who have lost weight, I've lost 100 pounds. So you know this is true. Let me ask you, if you just consistently eat less food and you consistently move your body, don't you eventually get to your goal weight? It's inevitable. But people will fight that reality. They will say they got hormone problems. They will say they can't eat. They don't eat a lot. They will say everything in the world because they refuse to just accept that if they just keep going, eventually they will get the weight loss results that they always wanted. I can't make this up, but they give up because they felt entitled to losing 50 pounds in 7 days, even though they know it took them longer than 7 days to gain it. Make it make sense. That is entitlement. So if you are guaranteed the results with weight loss, if you just keep going, why would your business results be any different? It's not. People give up before they even get started. So for everyone on here who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Yes, consistency, not instant results. Absolutely. Just keep going. The results that you want, whatever it is, you will get it. But you got to keep going. And let go of that entitlement time frame. Be realistic. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king and distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. Let's start with the content is king part, okay? Content is just whatever we upload to social media. So anytime you hit upload, that's content. So reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, pictures, whatever, that's all content, all right? We're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people through our content. But remember, people are going to forget. They always do. So we have to consistently post content so that they remember who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. Remember, we said consistent is more often than not. So if there's 7 days in a week, we need to be consistently posting at least 4 out of the 7 days a week. But before you get overwhelmed, some of you guys are not posting at all. One of the biggest things that I stress is not getting overwhelmed, okay? I make sure that my students do not feel overwhelmed because when you start to feel overwhelmed, you freeze and then you don't do shit. So if you're not posting, what I need you to remember, with any goal that you have for yourself, we're gonna crawl before we walk, and we're gonna walk before we run. In other words, we're not gonna go full throttle because that's how you always burn out. And then consistency is out the door. So we're gonna start slow and work our way up. Maybe you're not posting yet at all because you're camera shy. Okay, well the first thing we need to do is get you out the camera shyness. So this is what I want you to start doing today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not 2027, today. Multiple times a day for 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever you have. I want you to sit in front of the camera and start talking to it. Not to post. This is just an exercise for you to get out of your camera shyness. The reason why you feel awkward or you feel shy is just because you're not used to being in front of the camera. That's it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. You just don't have any experience doing it. So multiple times a day, I want you to sit in front of the camera, or you could cook while you're on the camera, whatever. I need you to be on front of the camera multiple times a day, okay? And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. Don't do it because you're on social media. That is the time you could be working on this. Once you start getting comfortable in front of the camera and now you don't feel awkward and you don't feel cringe, now we're going to commit to posting one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. Once you get comfortable with that, we're going to take it a step further. Now we're going to up it to 2. Once you get comfortable with that, then we'll do 3 and so on and so forth, okay? I never want you to feel overwhelmed because the minute you start feeling overwhelmed, you give up. So we're going to crawl before we walk and we're going to walk before we run. All right? Now, the distribution is queen part. Not only will we be posting content consistently, we also need to be building at least 3 platforms. Bare minimum of 3. Why? Because one is too close to none. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok. I always teach my students, we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. And don't you dare try to overthink, Jazz, 3 platforms, it's going to be hard. No, it's not. Let me tell you why. The same exact video that you put on TikTok, you will put it on YouTube Shorts or Instagram, Facebook, whatever place you want to be. You'll just do that. It takes 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you, it is not hard. You could do that while you watching TV. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you always find yourself on TikTok, start on TikTok. Obviously, you love this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. I started on YouTube. I love YouTube, okay? Now, in case you did not know, YouTube is the most watched platform. Yes. Some of y'all are confused and you think it's TikTok. Girl, no. No, it is YouTube. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. There are more people watching YouTube than any other platform. So I always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. Start their YouTube channel. If everybody is on YouTube, why aren't you? Make it make sense. Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to talk to the woman on this live who's still holding on to that fear. Child. Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's about to do. She's about to swipe up. You're listening. Tiffany said me. I can sense it. She's listening, right? She's taking notes. She's taking it all in. She's not saying too much. She's here. But in the back of her head, she's like, Jazz, girl, I don't know. An online business sounds amazing. I would love to make money doing what I love. I have a lot of ideas. But you want me to post consistently? You want me to make my own ebook? And then you're telling me to build 3 platforms? I don't know. That sounds hard. And honestly, I just don't think I can do it. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, just listen. The first thing I want you to know is this. I can't convince you of anything. And I'm not going to try. I don't have the power to. Okay, so if you want to believe that posting consistently is hard, then fine, you're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that making an ebook that ChatGPT will write for you is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine, it's hard. Okay. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Stressing about bills, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy with the way life is going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul that you are meant for more and not living it is hard. And you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. Fear will convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing. That's 50 times harder than this. One thing I've noticed that we as women do, I used to do this too. We never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. We think so low of ourselves when we have proof upon more proof upon more proof of how strong we really are. Life's for everybody. Stress is for everybody. And I know we have all had moments in life that were hard as hell. And in those moments, we had no clue how we were going to get through it. But you did. I remember when I lost my grandma 10 years ago, I had no clue how I was going to live without her. No idea. My world was turned upside down. But here I am 10 years later, still living without her. You are way stronger, way more resilient than you ever want to give yourself credit for. And then you're going to sit here and convince yourself that you can't do this. But look at what you already do. Some of y'all are damn near superwoman. But you're going to let fear convince you that you can't copy and paste some words into a pre-made Canva template? Really, ladies? Really? Really? Look at what you already do. And you're going to let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to record a 20-second video that you can make faceless and post it? Really? Really? This is what I mean by no confidence whatsoever. That is the biggest problem, is our lack of confidence in self. And the reason why we lack confidence in ourselves is because we never keep the promises that we make to ourselves. And over time, that destroys your self-worth. Day after day. If you told yourself you were going to make content, then make it so you can feel good about yourself and believe in yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then start it so that you can believe, so that you can do it and prove to yourself that you can. You never keep the promises that you make to yourself. Some of y'all already know there are people in your life that you should have been sliced and diced. They should have got chopped years ago. And day after day, you still keep hanging out with them. You never keep the promises that you make to yourself, and it erodes your confidence. And then here you are today, doubting your ability to do any of this. And honestly, nothing that I said is anything that you can't do. I don't have to know you to know that. And look, I don't have to convince you of this. You can see this for yourself. You see people in worse off situations than you, still getting it done. There are women on these apps who have more children than you, who are still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps whose health is worse off than yours, and they're still showing up, building their business. There are cancer patients, sickle cell anemia patients, and despite everything that they are dealing with daily, they are still showing up, putting one foot in front of the other, and building their business. There are people on this app who are down and out right now. They lost their job. Their whole world has been turned upside down. And they are still showing up, building their business. Now, let's be real for a second. Some of y'all don't have half those problems. Some of y'all might, and I'm gonna give you grace. Some of y'all might, but some of y'all don't. You got some complaints. There are some things in your life that you are not happy with and you want to change, but you know deep down inside it could be a lot worse. So my question is, what is your excuse? You don't have one. The only difference between them and you is the fact that they let go of fear and you keep holding on. You refuse to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone. That comfort zone that you have become so familiar with for years, for decades, is destroying you. It is killing you. Stress is the silent killer. And some of y'all have been stressed for years. That comfort zone is depressing you. It is giving you anxiety. But you would still rather stay there than take a half an inch out and try something a little different today. Look, my online business changed my entire life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. I have made more money than I ever could have imagined from my laptop, a cell phone, and some freaking Wi-Fi. I have peace now. I'm not stressing about bills anymore. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have happiness now. I have confidence now. But years ago, before all of this, before COVID, I lived a very different life. I used to be miserable as hell, depressed as hell, anxious as hell, insecure as hell. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I used to work a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated. And I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell everybody. Okay, I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and to get a 4-year degree. And then once I graduate, I'll be able to get a good job with stability and benefits. I'll make more than enough money where I could buy a house. I could take a couple trips a year, and I'd be able to save extra into my 401k so that when I get too old to retire, when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity. That's what they said. So I listened. I went off to college, got me a 4-year degree at 23. My mom told me to go. All of my friends were going, so I went. That bachelor's degree cost me $40,000. Graduated. 6 months later, I got my dream job towards my degree. Oh, I was so excited. When they called and offered me that job, $60,000 a year. I was 23 years old, okay? I didn't have any kids, so I thought I was about to be rich. I really did. That was more money than I ever made. I was so excited. My American dream was really starting to happen. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things, so I went out and got my own place. But I didn't stop there. I did what all Americans do, damn near. I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car. The car was paid off, title in hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, and F. But it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dashboard. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? Yeah. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger. Cost me $450 a month. Couldn't tell me shit. I thought it was too cute. But we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. So now I'm paying all my bills for the month, being an adult, and I'm broke. Broke as hell. There were no trips. I couldn't afford a vacation, okay? There was no saving for a house. No. And I couldn't put extra into my 401k. I was broke as hell. Couldn't even afford to get my nails done. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, I was 23. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back off of some student loans. I thought everybody had student loans. That's the American way. Girl. The government is not playing with you about them student loans. They want their money back. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call, they won't send letters, they want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they're sending letters to your house because they want to see them tax returns because they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no kids, they said I should be able to pay $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? Nobody told me that. What happened to the $50 a month payment plan? I made too much. Middle class. You make too much to get any type of assistance, but you're broke as hell. Middle class. The payment was $400 a month. Okay, I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was literally every month, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments off of some student loans. My credit was shot. 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Who gonna give me a mortgage loan with a 520? Nobody. Not till I get that fixed. So I'm broke and I have really bad credit. I had one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up very sheltered, okay? I was very naive in my early 20s. And when people told me things, I believed them because I didn't think people were just out here lying. So when I went into my interview, my supervisor told me that everyone in the department gets along and they're all one big happy work family. And even though it's all women, they just truly love each other. So I believed her. So I went into the department thinking that. No. I learned that in corporate America, it's a war zone, okay? They don't like you. They'll pretend, but you gotta watch them. They're not your friends. See, they'll sit with you in the break room and they'll kiki and caca with you. They don't like you. They'll even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you, but they wanna spend their time with you. So they'll invite you to happy hour. They'll even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family. They'll even invite you to their house. But they do not like you. Don't get confused. No. They'll even spend their hard-earned money with you, on you. So for the holidays, they will spend their money and they will bring in food so we can all sit around and do the kumbaya Thanksgiving potlucks. They will spend their money on you and buy you a Christmas gift, but they do not like you. No, no. And best believe, the minute you piss someone off, everything that you told them in confidence is now in your manager's email, and you are on the most hated list at work. I was 23 years old. I had made friends with a woman that was 31, and we used to hang out all the time. We would text and call each other off of the clock. She told me I was like her little sister that she never had. And my naive ass believed her. And I told her everything. And then when we both wanted to get promoted, well, I learned she was not my big sister. No. Walked right into that. My fault. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to get a new job. Nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have bad credit. And I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 going on 24, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, then I want you to consider yourself blessed. I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life not gonna get no better. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. That's trapped. You could try to work some overtime or even get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills and stop being so stressed. But just when you start to save a little bit of money, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. You could try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because it doesn't seem like he's fixing the problem because you still wake up miserable every single day. That's trapped. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job and I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in. Every day. I used to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So you're clocked out, okay? You should be at home spending time with your spouse because you're a newlywed couple, but you can't. Because those people at work and their toxic ways are now in your head rent-free. And you are telling your spouse all of the things they did to you from the time you clocked in to the time you clocked out every single day. You can't even escape those people. They have taken over your mind. They have stolen your peace. I was so stressed about bills, I couldn't even sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety. Now, I grew up in a pretty healthy household. I didn't have anxiety problems as a child. Now I got anxiety. I got butterflies in my stomach that I can't seem to shake. And to cope with all this depression, anxiety, and stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story resonates with you, you're already doing something hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy, that is hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit, that's hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. So my life felt like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, year after year. Anybody would be depressed. I used to think there was something wrong with me for feeling that way. No, that's depressing. To get up every day and you don't have anything in your life to look forward to, that is depressing. Anyone would be depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, that is depressing. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. You can't even put a price tag on that. And that's the beauty with online business, is you can monetize anything. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page or your Explorer page and saw the darndest things? And you're sitting there scratching your head like, how are they getting paid to do that? Doesn't matter. They are. They are. The only difference between them and you is the fact that they let go of fear and you refuse to. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours or more, you spend more time with people that you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. Yes, you do. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute ride into the city was over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back. 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break, 11 hours out of my day, gone. It's gone. When you do get home, you are tired. You are defeated, exhausted. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your kids before it's time to put everyone to bed. Just do it again the next day. And I want to make sure you hear me. Your loved ones, they don't even get the happy version of you. No, they don't get to experience that. They don't get to experience the stress-free version of you. No. They don't get to experience the peaceful version of you. No, they get a completely different version. They get the stressed version. They get the anxious version. They get the depressed version. They get the miserable version. You put everyone to bed. Just repeat it again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you even looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked, so they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you want. But Sunday, not so much. Nope. Because you have to prepare for the work week, right? So you got to cook. You got to clean, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to do laundry, and you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God that I serve, He loves me. And if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to hate the life that he blessed me with? Why would he put me on this earth to be miserable and crying every day and not thinking that there's anything special about me? Why would he put me here for that? He didn't. That's not why I'm here. He put me here for a very special reason. And then he allowed me the opportunity to find it. And then online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. And he put you here for a very special reason too. There is something extremely special about you too. Your life is worth more than bills. Your life is worth more than slaving away at a job to make someone else rich while you're counting pennies trying to make ends meet at home. Your life is worth more than that. There's something special about you too. There is something amazing about you too. He did not skip you. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And unfortunately, somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, toxic family, toxic friends, toxic job. Something happened on your journey, and you lost your light. And now you're sitting here letting fear try to convince you that you're not worthy of any of this. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. You can monetize anything. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God wouldn't give you ideas that you couldn't do. If he didn't believe that you could do it, wouldn't even cross your mind. If you even thought about making content, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. If you even thought about losing weight, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, and you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave, because you already know where it gets you. Nowhere. That comfort zone that you have been living in for years is keeping you sad. It is keeping you stressed. It is keeping you resentful. It is keeping you anxious. And until you take a half an inch out and try something a little different today, you won't get to live your dream life. You can do this. Okay? Okay. All right. I don't want to hear anything more about what you can't do. She said he wouldn't have put it in my mind. Yes, absolutely. It wouldn't even cross your mind. It would not have. If you're ready for sales tip number 2, put a 2 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business, but most importantly, we are building ourselves. Ladies, you are holding yourself back, and deep down inside, you know it. You struggle with consistency and discipline and confidence. These are things that you're doing to yourself. You're the one that keeps telling yourself what you're not good at and what you can't do. You are doing this to yourself. And until we change you, nothing is going to change. We are the common denominator in our own life. You can buy course after course. Go ahead and spend $5,000 more on courses. Go right on ahead. Go ahead and leave this live and hop into 5 more lives. It doesn't matter what anyone's talking about. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, follow through with the things that you tell yourself. Start putting yourself first. Cut off people who don't benefit you, who aren't pouring into you, who talk to you crazy. Let them go. Keep the word that you made to yourself. These are the things that we have to change in our own life. These are the things we have to change within ourselves in order to actually get it done. Okay? All right. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me because they do steal my videos. All right. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people, good morning, that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, not gonna buy. And if they do not trust you, they're not buying. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. You can do that through your content. Remember, we said our content is anything that we upload. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos. If you go live, anything that you upload is content, okay? We're gonna get people to like us through the content. So we have to be relatable and we have to be authentic. In other words, we have to be ourselves, okay? People connect with people through emotions. They have to be able to resonate with you in some way, shape, or form. That's how people like you. And the community that we build, the viewers, the subscribers, the followers, the commenters, these are the people who will buy our products. A lot of you guys are doing yourself a disservice because you're trying to be perfect in your content. But what you fail to realize is, one, you're not perfect, so you're being inauthentic. And then two, nobody is perfect, so they can't even relate with you because they're not perfect. So it's hard for them to resonate with you. So stop doing that. I just need you to be yourself, okay? And don't you dare let fear take over and say, well, what if nobody likes me? That's impossible. That's impossible, okay? Because there's 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. And I used to be fearful of that too. You guys, when you post your content, it goes everywhere. Everywhere. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I just want you to realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. There's a whole world of people out there who need you. You will be surprised at how many people you are able to help, all because you decide to get out of your head and just post the content, okay? What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then none of you guys watching would have been able to watch, and I wouldn't have been able to help any of you. But that's literally what you're doing with other people because you won't even post. I'm in the US, okay? I have women inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. From Germany, Australia, Canada, the UK, France, Jamaica. I've never been to any of those countries before, but I was able to connect with people and help people build their confidence and their discipline. And now they're literally living their dreams, all because I decided to get out of my head and post the video. So please stop getting in your own way. Stop overthinking. People will like you and people need you. So post, okay? And just be yourself. Now, we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay? Listen, I need you to go live. And yes, everything we're talking about also applies to faceless creators. Don't think because you faceless, you getting out of this. No ma'am, no sir. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all hard-headed as hell, and you're gonna say, Jazz, that's great, but I don't wanna go live. And I'm gonna just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach, I'm not the mentor that's gonna try to convince you to do anything you don't wanna do. If you don't wanna go live, don't go live, whatever. But I will remind you that you also said you didn't wanna go to work. That's what you said. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build someone else's business and make them rich, but they refuse to work on their business and build wealth for themselves. You guys see people, especially on TikTok, selling. all day and all night. The internet never sleeps. I don't care what time of the day, I don't care what time of the night you go live, just go live. And I do promise you this, if you go live consistently and with structure, you will make more on live than you ever made at that dusty ass job. I can't make this up. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my ladies who are live shy or camera shy, any type of shy, the only reason why you're shy is because you just don't have enough experience doing the thing, okay? It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. We have been on this live for 110 minutes. And if you're still watching, that lets me know that you trust what I'm saying to be true. Because one thing about people, if they don't trust you, they gone, okay? I need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. I can't make this up. Ladies, I don't have to convince you. Look at the proof in your own life. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to drive. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. So imagine what would happen if you just consistently went live. Huh. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. There's a reason why I am telling you to post consistently, and no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work hard for their money. Let's just be real. You work hard, I work hard, we're all out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, you're gonna have to be trustworthy, which means you're gonna have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I wanna do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, just sit this out, take your notes, write it down. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay, first what we have to do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know, and you're perfect the way you are, and there's no room for growth or improvement. I'm not talking to you. Now, for those of you guys who can remove the ego and the pride, and you recognize that there's always room for improvement, I'm speaking to you, okay? We're gonna go to our profile and we're gonna ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest, write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't ever forget that. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Now, ask yourself this. Is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? Also ask this, you have to be honest, take the emotions out. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then there should be no more confusion as to why people are not buying from you yet. You should no longer be confused. But the reason why I say yet is because you can fix it. So today, not tomorrow, not Monday, which is your favorite day of the week, not 2027. Today, Fix it. Make it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, so that when people go to your profile, they already know what kind of problem you can help them solve. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of business. That's the beauty of everything that we have spoken about this morning so far. Anything, and I literally mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. It doesn't have to stay the way it is. But the problem is, you make the choice not to. I already recognize, and I have accepted the fact, that I am not the coach. I am not the life coach. I am not the business coach for everybody. I've accepted that because, believe it or not, most people don't truly want help. No, most people do not. Most people are just looking for someone who will listen to them complain and vent and throw pity parties for themselves. But they're not really looking for any type of solutions to any of the problems that they have. I'm not here for that. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Because once you hear the truth, now you can fix it. And now you can change. And now you can get the results that you always wanted. See, if you are live shy or camera shy, or maybe you're gym shy, whatever it is, fix it. I already told you how. You just have to keep doing it consistently. It's just because you don't have enough experience. It doesn't mean that you suck at life. It does not mean that you're not good. You just don't have enough experience. So fix it. Go live more often. Record yourself more often. You make the choice not to. And then you have the audacity to be confused as to why you're still live shy. If you are struggling with confidence, maybe your confidence level is -50. Fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to start creating content, then create it. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, then start it. If you told yourself you were going to finish your ebook, then finish it. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then lose it. But every day, you make the choice not to. And then you have the audacity to wonder why you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself because you don't keep the promises that you make to yourself. That's a choice. Every day you have a choice. Never forget that. And the problem is, a lot of us have a trapped mindset. And you have convinced yourself that how things are today is how it's going to always be, and you don't have any control or any power in your own life, and you can't fix the problem because you have a trapped mindset. And the crazy thing is, most of the time, you are also hanging around other people who have a trapped mindset too. So it's a whole bunch of people talking about being trapped together. It's like the blind leading the blind. But you're not trapped. You are not trapped. And anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix. I used to have a trapped mindset too. And I truly believed that I was trapped at that job that I hated so much. And I believed that with my soul. You couldn't convince me otherwise. I really, truly believed that I was trapped at that job. I was never trapped at that job. I had options, but I made the choice not to use those options that I had to get untrapped. See, in order for you to get out of your trapped mindset that you live in, it's going to require you to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. Even though that comfort zone is causing you misery, even though that comfort zone is depressing you and stressing you and leaving you frustrated and anxious and keeping you broke, you would still rather stay there than take a half an inch out. See, I could have quit my job and just moved back home. I had that option. But if I did that, I would have to give up my apartment. No. I would have to move back home. No. Even though it had only been temporary, even though it would just be until I found another job, I had the choice, but I chose not to. I chose to stay in that comfort zone that was draining me, that was depressing me, that was making me anxious. I could have quit that full-time job and just found me some part-time jobs. Yeah, I would have had to work more than 40 hours a week. No. What if I have to work night shift? No. I need 9 to 5. I have to have 9 to 5. What if Walmart makes me work weekends? No. I can't go back to working week. No. What if I get a job at Target and I have to work Columbus Day? No. I need Columbus Day. No. I was never trapped at that job. What if I had to get 2 part-time jobs and now I have to work 40 hours a week, more than 40 hours a week? No. People work more than 40 hours a week every day. But I didn't want to leave my comfort zone. I didn't want to take a half an inch out and do something just a little bit different. Even though that comfort zone was making me miserable and making me cry every day and stressing me out and making me drink to cope, I didn't want to leave. So I chose to do everything except the one thing that would change my life. I chose to complain, I chose to vent, I chose to throw pity parties for myself, I chose to talk about what won't fair, I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my life forever, which was leave. I was never trapped at that job. I chose to stay there because I refused to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different just to make my life better. You are not trapped. Some of you guys have convinced yourself that you can't fix the problem yet because you just don't have enough information. And you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just archive more reels, if you just ask ChatGPT some more questions, then you can get the information that you need and then you can fix it later. But what if I told you you don't need more information? You're on information overload. You have more information than you even know what to do with because you're on social media all day. You are on your phone all day. You have all the information you need. You are not lacking information. You are lacking implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live, execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who will watch video after video and take notes after notes, but not do any of the things that you were taught. You are the woman who will make excuse after excuse as to why she can't do it and why she's not good enough and why it won't work for her. You are the woman who procrastinates. It's always Monday, 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 tomorrow, tomorrow, new year, new year, new year. You are the woman who would rather complain, who would rather vent, who would rather throw pity parties for herself, who'd rather talk about what's not fair than just do it. That is you. And until you change that, nothing for you will change. Not one thing. Go ahead and buy 6 more courses. Go right on ahead. Go ahead and watch 5 more lives. Go right on ahead. But until you change you, your life will not change. Because you are the common denominator in your own life. You are holding yourself back. Your excuses, your limiting beliefs, the fear that you refuse to let go of, your distractions, all of that is you getting in your own way. You got to change. See, you want to be the version of you who was confident, who knows how to put herself first in her own life and doesn't feel guilty about telling people no, who's running her business and posting her content, who's truly proud of herself, who loves herself and respects herself, who has boundaries and sticks to them. That version of you, you can be. That version of you is already within you, but it's buried under the fear, the excuses, the limiting beliefs, the procrastination. And until you change that, you will never become that version. One thing I've noticed in society is we have become extremely entitled. Extremely entitled. The entitlement is ridiculous. And a lot of people have been entitled for so long that they don't even recognize how entitled they are. And a lot of you guys have convinced yourself that you are entitled to time. And you really believe deep down in your soul that you have all the time in the world to waste. But my question is, how do you know that you'll be here in 6 months? Who told you that? How do you know you'll be here in 5 years? Who told you that? Because the last time I checked, I thought tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. And you don't know when your last day is. And instead of you living every day that you are blessed with, happy and peaceful, and doing things for you and working on your dreams, you would rather waste the precious, valuable time that you do have on people who don't respect you, on jobs that will replace you, on social media that's not even fueling you with anything of importance, on television shows that aren't inspiring you. You just waste your precious time. Why? You don't have as much time as you think you do. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. Time is our most valuable asset. See, some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all really think it's money. It is not money. Girl, it is not money. You could lose $500. Yeah, you would be pissed off. I'd be pissed off too. But you could always go and make 500 more. You do not get your time back. And every day that you waste is forever gone. 2025 came and left. You are getting older, not younger. And you will never be this age that you are in this moment again. Time is moving quickly. And I don't have to convince you of that. You can see that for yourself. Let me ask you, how many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is 8:05 in the morning. Wow. I cannot believe it is the end of February 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that all day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. That's got to change. You do not have as much time as you think you do. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own journey. This gon' fracture that ego. Brace yourself. But the truth will set you free. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Your life and the direction it's going, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. So for those of you guys struggling financially, your finances are a direct reflection of the choices you made. That was tough because I had horrible spending habits. I lived above my means for years. I had to fix that. Now, some of y'all, your ego will get in the way and it'll try to protect you from the truth because the truth is what's going to make you change. And you'll sit there and say, no, Jazz, nope. It's not my fault that I'm struggling because times are hard. How can I get ahead with these prices? I hear you. But again, your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Ladies, times have been hard. This did not happen last night. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. But every day, you make the choice to do nothing about it. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. Yeah. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our followers, our commenters, those are the people who will buy our products. But every day, you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties. You choose to make excuses and talk about what you're not good at and what you can't do and what's not going to work for you. You choose to hang around people who take from you. You choose to do everything except the one thing that will change your entire life, which is start. You gotta change. Because there's things about you that's holding you back. And look, I'm not perfect at all, okay? The version of me that y'all see today is a reflection of all of the changes that I had to make too. I'm nothing like who I was a few years, not even close. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years, I would make excuses. Oh, I can't lose weight because I have thyroid problems, which is true, but that wasn't why I couldn't lose weight. I couldn't lose weight because I wouldn't put the fork down. I used to yo-yo diet, lose 20, gain 30, lose 50, gain 75, year after year, for years. I had to change. I had to fix my relationship with food. So what I do? I decided to do something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It was obvious. I didn't know what the hell I was doing because I couldn't lose weight and keep it off. So this go around, I hired a personal trainer. This go around, I went to counseling. And this go around, I lost 100 pounds and have kept it off for 3 years. I had to change. I used to be full of excuses. I had excuses for years. I used to be the queen of procrastination. Why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later, and later never came. Never showed up. I used to live in fear. I used to be scary as hell. Always thinking about worst case scenario. And notice the worst case scenario, these are things that haven't even happened. We're hyping ourselves up for the possibility of what might not even happen. It might not even happen. But that's what you're hyping yourself up on. Thank you. I used to be my worst bully, my worst enemy to myself. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I know y'all can relate to that. I used to call myself stupid all the time, and I thought that was cute. I would make jokes. Oh, girl, you know I'm stupid. What? Let me ask you, how could I be a successful entrepreneur when I'm telling myself how stupid I am? I couldn't. That had to change. Some of y'all talk to yourself crazy. Let me tell you this. The things you got going on in your internal world will always reflect your external. So if you disrespect yourself in your mind, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who are disrespecting you because that's how you treat yourself. If you have chaos going on in here, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell because that's how you treat yourself. If you wouldn't say those things to a child, why the hell do you think it's okay to say those things to you? It's not. Fix it. Stop talking to yourself like you don't have sense. It's not cute and it's not funny. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with on my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you guys I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, it would have all just went away. No. Ladies, let me tell you what I learned. Your problems do not just magically fix themselves. If you do not fix it, it just gets worse. I don't have to convince you of that. Look at your biggest problem and ask yourself, is it getting better or worse? See, I quit my job on a whim, okay? I quit during COVID. It got worse because at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit. It's COVID. Everything is shut down. I ain't got nothing but time to drink. See, I just put in my 2-week notice. I had been there for 6 years. I was fed up with their crap. I couldn't take it anymore. I was turning 30 in a few months and I was like, F y'all, I'm out of here. I'm done. And I didn't have much money, okay? I didn't have any money saved up. I had just bought a house. I hadn't even been in my house for a whole year yet before I quit. And I also believe God told me, Jazz, the time to quit is now. I have been begging him for a sign, and I took that as a sign. It was time to leave. So I quit. And my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months. Now, I don't have any kids, so I didn't have that much stimulus in the first place. I had about $2,000 to my name. That was not going to get me far because the mortgage was $1,900. But I just was optimistic, and I'm like, you know what? I can build my online business, and it'll all just work out. That's what I convinced myself, it'll work out, okay? So I'm at home doing all the things that you probably do. Watching TikTok lives and YouTube videos, just trying to make it all make sense. Content creation, monetizations, platforms, algorithms, digital products. But it's not working at all. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't ever forget that. And I was lying to myself and convincing myself that I'm doing everything that I can, and it's not my fault that it's not working. But I was lying to myself because I was always drunk. I was not posting consistently. I was not going live. I was doing a whole bunch of nothing. But I had so much ego back then. Ego was through the roof. And back then, it was never Jasmine's fault. Why would it be my fault? Because I'm perfect as is. There's no room for improvement on my end. So it's YouTube. It's Instagram. It's the people watching. It's not me, because I'm perfect. Duh. It's not working. Nobody's watching my stuff. My platforms are not growing, and I'm not making sales. And I'm getting pissed, and I'm getting stressed because I'm running out of money. I already made a payment arrangement with my lights. The bill was $700. And if I did not pay the bill on that day, they were going to cut them off. There were no arrangements to be made. I was done. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I missed another, they were going to start trying to foreclose on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole year. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. And I'm pissed at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and it's not working. I didn't want to admit to myself that I had a drinking problem. I didn't want to say that out loud because then that would force me to accept that I'm the problem. Ouch. No. I didn't want to say that. The guilt, the embarrassment, the shame. No. So I just continued to lie to myself some more. I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because see, in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't really have a problem. So there's nothing to talk about. What? The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. And eventually, you are going to hit a brick wall. And God is going to force you to listen. Now, I believe God is within you. He's not outside of you. So I have God within me. You have God within you. He is not outside of you. So those ideas that we get, those ideas where they're like, try this, do this, that's God talking to you, telling you to do something. That gut feeling that you get, that intuition, that's God trying to warn you of something. But notice how we never really want to listen to God. We say we do, right? It sounds good in conversation. It sounds good on paper. But our actions always speak louder than words. And we will spend more time trying to avoid listening to God. Yes, we do. Let me ask you, if that's not true, well, how many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try? If that's not true. If that's not true, let me ask you, how many times did you go against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? Exactly. we never want to listen to God. So we will distract ourselves to avoid listening. But eventually, he is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying. I really thought I was about to lose my house. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to lose my house. I remember God was talking to me. He was like, Jazz, thank you. What are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you gonna do? Are we gonna fix it? Or are we gonna keep doing what you've been doing? Which is a whole bunch of nothing. I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales, all because I decided to change. I started to say nice things to myself for the first time in my life. I started to tell myself, I'm amazing. I can do this. Wow, Jazz, you're really good at this. I used to never talk to myself like that. For the first time in my life, I'm starting to feel good about me. I'm starting to have confidence in myself, something I never had, all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of us don't realize, and what I didn't realize back then, in order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. In order to get something, you have to give something up. You cannot have both. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up limiting beliefs. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. God gave me everything I asked for and more. All because I decided to change. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60K a year to replace the job. And then I started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Just please help me get out this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers. I thought that'd be pretty cool. I don't even know 10 people. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5,000 YouTube subscribers. I don't know. I was like, 5K? Shoot. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying every day and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I keep all of the promises to myself. I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, the woman I was back then didn't align with who I wanted to be. I always wanted to be this version of me, just confident. She loves herself. She knows how to put herself first and not feel bad about it. She has boundaries. She posts her content and doesn't care what people think anymore. She's building her online business and genuinely happy. But I couldn't be this version until I changed that version. This version of me was always there, but it was buried under the fear, the limiting beliefs, the lack of consistency. And until I changed who I was never going to be this version. See, God is ready to bless you. But the problem is we delay our own blessings. Everything that you have already asked for, He's ready to give it to you times 1,000. He is ready. But the problem is He gives us free will. So in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So if you want to waste 5 years, He'll let you. He'll let you. If you want to waste 20 years, He will let you. Some people never get their blessings because they refuse to change. But when you change, when you become obedient, when you listen, He gives it all to you on a silver platter. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe change is hard. Okay, fine. But the life that you are currently living is hard. Crying every day because you're unhappy is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that you are meant for something far better and not living it is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Not keeping the promises that you make to yourself and not feeling worthy of success and happiness and wealth is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hearts. And I will always choose this hard. Because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with income. I have told you, ladies, time and time again this morning, you can do anything you want. There is no limitation on your greatness except the limitation that you put on yourself. And if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. If you thought about creating content, you can. If you thought about starting a business, you can. If you thought about making a digital product, you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are gonna have to take a half an inch out that comfort zone. Some of you guys have been living in that comfort zone of yours for decades. and it has gotten you nowhere. It is keeping you stressed. It is keeping you depressed. It is keeping you anxious. It is keeping you resentful. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Today's the day that we do something just a little bit different so that we can finally build our dream life. Gotta change. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I can't help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, and there's no need to improve or change, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy with the way things are going and you want to change it, then I want to help you change it. Inside Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to run your online business. I don't care what your starting point is. I'm going to teach you. Maybe you want to monetize your content. You want to get paid for posting, for views. Fine, I'll teach you. It's all inside of Glow Up Academy. Maybe you want to sell your digital product. Maybe you want to do an ebook, or maybe you want to do an e-course. Maybe you want to sell a private community. Fine, I'll teach you. It's all inside. We'll build it together. Maybe you want to sell on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I will teach you. It is all inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business, I'm also going to teach you how to build you. Because you are getting in your own way. Together, you and I are going to build your confidence. Together, you and I are going to build your consistency. Together, you and I are going to build your discipline and your accountability. Together, you and I are going to start putting you first in your own life, so that not only do you start today, but this time, you keep going. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but you become the woman who actually follows through. Now, before I let you join Glow Up Academy, there's a couple of things. Number one, I only let 10 people in at a time, because believe it or not, not everybody has the same path. Some people have a product, no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we gotta lock in on one. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes, and you're listening to all of God's ideas, but you're spreading yourself too thin, trying to do everything, and nothing is growing. We're going to pick your most favorite one idea, and we will build that together. And then once that one is flourishing, then we'll reach back into the pile and grow another one. Some of you guys have no clue what you want to build, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to build a business right now or ever, but you have other goals you want to work on. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to improve your confidence. Whatever it is, I can help you. But I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me. Okay, and I want to make sure I'm able to pour into everyone the way that they deserve. So once we reach 10, I take the link down, and you can't join until I'm ready to accept more members. Something else too, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes because I only wanna help people who want it. I can't convince you and I can't force you, okay? The woman who knows that she is holding herself back, that's who I want to help. Okay, she may not know how to change. She doesn't have to know because I'm going to show her. But she knows she wants it. And that's who I'm here for. Okay? Globe Academy is also lifetime access. So once you're in forever. Okay? There's no monthly, none of that. Once you're in forever. Okay? But when the timer goes off, we're done. I'm taking the link down. So stop overthinking. You do that all the time, and it's not getting you anywhere. Deep down inside, you know what you want to do. So just do it, okay? Globe Academy is lifetime access, like I said, so you're in forever, all right? It's forever. One time, we're done. You will always have access to everything that I put in there, what's already in there, and what I update every single month. The algorithms, the platforms are always changing, so I'm always updating every single month. So you'll always have access to all of that. You will also always have access to our live coaching calls. Yeah, we go live, okay? So you'll always have access to join those. And you will always have access to ask me any questions that you have. There's an inbox in there, so anything that you're struggling with, any feedback that you want, whatever, I'm always one message away. I respond to all of my members, okay? Now, because Globe Academy is lifetime access, it's $5.97, and it's worth every penny of that. And people pay for it every single day. However, because you guys were present, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised me you're going to execute. I'm going to take the price down, okay? And the lifetime access price will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, but once that timer goes off, we are done. Like the price is going back up. And don't message me and ask me to lower it. People do that all the time, and I don't. Because they overthought, which is what they always end up doing, and then paying for it later. So just stop doing that, okay? When the timer goes off, just move, all right? Okay. Yes, together you and I, we're gonna outline, we're gonna see what works best for you. I'm a morning person. I thrive first thing in the morning. Some of y'all are not, okay? And that's fine, that's what I'm here for. We're gonna figure out what works best for you. We're gonna plan your day out and what's best for you. We're gonna crawl before we walk, and we're gonna walk before we run, okay? I'm not gonna throw you into business full throttle, because that never works. You already know that. That's why you keep starting over, okay? All right, I'm gonna show TikTok how to join first. YouTube, just hang tight for a few seconds. Your instructions are just a little bit different. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You're gonna come to my profile. Now, y'all are on my main account. Turn your phone into an ATM. So my profile does not look like this because y'all are on my main account, but the link is still the same, okay? So you're gonna click here where it says stand.store right here in the bio. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's already marked down. We're at $249. It'll say $249 for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna take the price back up, okay? So scroll down. Feel free to read all of my reviews. I do not mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, this is critical. The email address that you put in, that's where it's going. The link to join, everything is going there. So I need you to quadruple check that, because sometimes the autocorrect gets you and it jumbles up some letters, and then you don't get the email, okay? So please quadruple check that. And I need you to come back to this live and confirm to me that you received your email. If you did not receive it, that's because there was a spelling mistake, but no worries, I'll fix it right here on live. Some of y'all join and disappear, but then I don't know if you got what you need to get. So please confirm to me that you received everything, okay? You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up, and then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you should be receiving that very first email from Stan, okay? If you do not get that, that's because there was a spelling mistake. But like I said, come back, let me know you got it. If you did not, we will fix it, all right? The first email is coming from Stan. The second email is coming from Jasmine Spencer. That is me, okay? My name is Jasmine Spencer. Some of y'all been on this live for 3 hours, still don't know my name. My name is Jasmine Spencer, okay? You'll be getting a second email from me. When you get that second email, I need you to click on the yellow button that says Join Now, and let me know that you are inside of Globe Academy. It is a private community, so I need you to let me know that you're in and that you see everything, okay? Please do not leave me until you let me know. Oopsies. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, hold on, let me pull up my YouTube channel. Your instructions are just a tad bit different. You're going to leave my live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel. You're going to click on this link right here that says stand.store, same thing. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's marked down to 249. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. Use Afterpay or Klarna. Start my glow up. Same thing. Within 30 seconds, you should be receiving that very first email. Now, once you guys are inside, hold on, I'm going to start the timer now. Okay, the timer has started. Once you guys are inside, let me pull it up for you guys. There's a message icon here, okay? When I get off a live, so in 10 minutes, I'm getting off. In 10 minutes, you're gonna be receiving a message from me. There's a message icon. Please make sure you respond to my message. Some of you guys can't respond right now. You might be at work, but before you go to bed tonight, I need you to respond to my message. Do not leave me on red, because I want to know more about you. What are you struggling with? What have you tried? What are your ideas? The more information you give me, the better I can help you, because we're going to create a custom plan for you. What works well with one student may not work well with another. Some of my students work full time. Okay, so then you don't have the same amount of time as someone else. Fine, but we're still going to get stuff done. But I can't help you. I can't figure out what schedule and routine will work best for you if you don't tell me what you're struggling with and what your goals are. So before you go to bed tonight, please, please, please promise me that you're gonna respond to my message so that we can create a plan that's best for you, because I want you checking in with me. And I need to know that you're doing what we've talked about day by day, hour by hour, okay? Yes. Absolutely. So please make sure you respond to that. There's a message icon right here at the top, and you'll be receiving a message from me within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So I need you guys to make sure you respond. Okay? Okay. I see some of you guys are joining. Please hang tight. And once you guys join, I need you to let me know that you're inside. Okay? That you see everything. Amber, can you please check your email and make sure you receive the email from Jasmine Spencer, and then let me know. I have to add you guys inside manually, okay? That's why, so Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, okay? It's lifetime access. So the reason why you guys are getting that second email is because I'm adding you inside manually so that there is no month to month. No, we're not doing none of that, okay? So that's why I need you to confirm that you received that. Amber, I'm waiting on you. Carmen. Oh, welcome, Carmen. Okay, I'm sending you your second email now. Okay, Carmen and Amber, please check and make sure you received the very first email from, or the second email from Jasmine Spencer. I need Crystal. Can you check your email for me, please? Crystal. Okay. All right, so we have a few more minutes left. Let's go over some affirmations. I'm waiting for Carmen, Crystal, Amber. So let me know you guys received that second email from me. I am not alone. It's okay to ask for help. I am not alone. It's okay to ask for help. Very good. This is one of the biggest things. This is another reason why I spoke about ego a lot. A lot of us struggle with ego. And there's nothing wrong with having, you should believe you are the SHIT. You should believe that. But you cannot allow your ego to get in the way. A lot of times our ego will be our biggest downfall because we don't see what we're doing wrong, because you're so clouded. And a lot of times the reason why we have this inflated ego is because we're actually extremely insecure. A lot of times the reason why we have this inflated ego is actually we're compensating because we're actually very insecure. But that ego, that pride will be your downfall. It does not make you less of a woman because you need help. And I don't know why society tries to make us feel that way. There's nothing wrong with getting help. In order for me to lose the 100 pounds and keep it off, I had to hire a personal trainer. For the longest time, for years, I can do it myself. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody. But every time, I would gain that weight right back. It wasn't until I hired someone who knew more than me, who had been living a healthy lifestyle for as long as they've been, to teach me what I was doing wrong. And I was doing everything wrong. And imagine, he's still my personal trainer to this day, 4 years later. You know? Okay, perfect, Carmen. Thank you. Amber and Crystal, I'm still waiting on you guys. Once you guys are inside, once I get off of here, I'm going to be sending you guys a message within the next 10 to 15 minutes, okay? So please hang tight for that. Very good, Elena. Very good. So please hang tight for that, okay? So there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That doesn't make you less of a person because you need help, all right? That makes you human. You don't know everything. I have the strength to overcome any setback. I have the strength to overcome any setback. A lot of you guys don't realize how resilient you are. A lot of you guys don't realize how strong you really are. And that's the sad part. Because like I said earlier, life's, right? But you've gotten yourself through so many things. You have proven to yourself that you are capable of doing damn near anything, because look at what you've already overcome. But then you doubt your ability to build a business. But then you doubt your ability to make content and to make good content. There are so many people who are afraid to post because they keep saying, it's not good. What are you talking about? But these are the things I'm talking about. Lack of confidence, which stems from not keeping promises that you make to yourself. The minute you start making yourself a priority in your own life, that's when things really start to change. And you can't feel bad about it. You are supposed to put yourself, as humans, we're supposed to put ourselves first. What do they say when you're on an airplane? When they're on a plane and they're telling you where to find the mask, what do they say? Put your mask on first and then help the person sitting next to you. You can't pour into others if your cup is not on overflow. But in order to have an overflowing cup, you have to be pouring into your cup, but you're not doing that. And so for years, you are trying to pour into others from an empty cup, which is why you feel tired, which is why you feel resentment, which is why you feel anxious, because for the longest time, you have not been putting yourself first. You put bills before your savings account. Any person, any wealthy person will tell you what? When you get paid, you need to save some of your money first before you pay bills. Anybody will tell you that who actually has money. Not people who pretend, people who actually have money, people who really have wealth, they all tell you that because it's true. You pay all these bills and then there's nothing for you. That's not gonna work. You gotta pay you first. Whether that's $50, $25, it doesn't matter. You come first. But so many people, and I used to be the same way, we never put ourselves first. Never. So what are we gonna do about it? How are we gonna change it? Yes, I'll show you. 1 second. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you have to leave my live and then come to my channel and then click on this link right here that says stand.store and then become the woman who actually follows through. It's marked down $2.49. Thank you. And then scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click start my glow up. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in. Hold on. Okay, you guys have to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Don't forget, y'all turn your phone into an ATM. Y'all are on my main account. This is my backup, so the profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? Click where it says stand.store, and then it'll take you to the same screen, okay? Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? All right. She said, for now, I can just follow, listen, and absorb. Remember, we got to get the structure. We gotta implement, you guys. We have been addicted to watching. That is the biggest problem. We watch. Listen. But nowhere in that mix is there execution. Nowhere in that mix is creating a routine, a new schedule that aligns with your life and your responsibilities. Nowhere in there is somebody checking in to make sure you're actually getting it done. That is the biggest problem. You are on information overload. It's time to do. Okay, let's do a few more. I take action towards my goals every day. And nobody said that you had to do it for 10 hours. I never said that. I said start with 20 minutes. Let's build the muscle. Let's build the accountability muscle. Once we get comfortable, okay, I can commit to 20 minutes every other day or whatever you want to do for your schedule. Okay, 20 minutes is starting to feel easy. I've been doing it for a week or two. Okay, I think I'm ready to amp it up again, right? So now, instead of 20 minutes, it becomes fun because now we're like, okay, well, what can I cut from my routine to make more time for me? See, you become addicted because you're seeing the results when you locked into 20 minutes. And now you're like, okay, let me see, what do I still spend time on and where can I slice and dice, right? Sometimes that might be, maybe I'll watch my TV shows on another day, or I'll listen while I'm walking. Or, you get more creative with your time because you're starting to see how amazing you feel because you started putting yourself first, even in tiny ways. And now you start eliminating more things that you realize aren't serving you. Now you're not readily available for your friends because you're like, no, I feel good working on my business. I'm starting to feel good about myself. We don't need to talk on the phone every day. Maybe we'll talk on the phone once a week, right? Maybe I'll text them when I have some free time after I get this done, if I have time for that, right? It becomes addictive, but in a positive way because you're actually getting stuff done. And this is why I say we crawl before we walk and walk before we run. Okay? But every single day, we take action towards the goals. Okay? And don't you dare tell me you ain't got 20 minutes. I don't want to hear it. Yes, you do. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity. Okay, perfect. Can you check and make sure that you can see everything? I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity that comes my way. If you don't feel that way, we got a serious problem. Okay, that was our timer. 1 second. I'm still waiting on Amber to let me know that you see everything. Amber, she might not be on here anymore. Okay. All right, fair enough. Real quick, before we get off of here, to my people who were on the fence, let me tell you this. What I know is this. Once I end this live, in about 5 seconds, my voice starts to fade. And the motivation that you had, it starts to fade along with it. And then within a few hours of that, you fall back into your old routines, making excuses, talking about what you're going to start tomorrow, and never having that coach right beside you to make sure that it actually gets done. Most of you guys are not lacking information, you are lacking implementation, meaning you don't have that accountability. You don't have that person checking in with you, okay? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And you are more than welcome to do that. If it's working for you, then keep doing it. But if it's not, well, then it's time to change. And sometimes that means getting around someone who can help you, okay? Make sure you follow me if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. They do steal my videos and make fake accounts, okay? For those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping inside now. You'll be receiving a message from me within the next 5 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad what you're doing is working, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing Wednesday. Bye, YouTube.